It's common for people with autism to struggle with socializing. And as an autistic person, I want to talk about my unique experience and how I struggle with socializing. The first way I find socializing a struggle in my unique aspect of autism is that I have trouble reading body language and reading social cues like nonverbal social cues. So oftentimes when I socialize, I miss subtle hints. So I struggle with knowing when people are joking or actually being mean. Most of the time it's joking, but it's hard to tell if they're joking or being mean. However, I made a lot of progress in that area and being able to differentiate the two, which is great. It took a lot of work though. However, I decided to post some previous videos where I talked about this, so if you're interested, definitely look at some of my other videos. Also, check out my YouTube channel, Infilove Reaching Your Potential, where I have a video on how to know when someone's joking. Another thing that makes it hard when socializing, I have slow processing speed. Not all autistic people have slow processing speed, but some do, and I'm one of them. And this can sometimes make socializing really tough, especially when someone talks about stories where there's a lot of different people involved that you got to keep track of different people. A lot of times we'll lose track when people talk about those sort of things. Another thing I struggle with socializing, and this is really common for many people with autism, is when I talk to people in groups. As much as I try, I find it hard to participate in group conversations. A group can literally talk about something that I am really interested in, but when I try to put my 2 cents in the conversation, it's hard for me to know when to take my turn to talk, knowing when the right time is to interject. I find I'll end up waiting for a long time to finally say what I need to say, and when that happens, then the topics change. It's hard for me to find that right moment, that right pause to finally say what I want to say. However, I find other people are able to interject easily with ease, and it always confuses me in how they do that. Lately, I've been paying closer attention into how they do that and when, and what factors causes them to interject easily. I notice sometimes people do interrupt, and I try not to interrupt, but I'm realizing sometimes it's okay to interrupt if it's something really important. But I think a lot of NTs just know ahead of time when to say their piece, and I think it's hard for autistic people to predict on when the timing is right. Another thing I find hard socializing, this is a big one for me particularly, is that a lot of people don't talk about things that I know much about or interested in. A lot of people are into sports, politics, talk about their job, which is stuff that I am not interested in or know anything about, so I literally have zero ability to participate in those conversations. I am not interested in sports and I don't follow them. However, everybody at my work talks about sports and I literally can't even participate in the conversations. Same with a lot of movies or video games. When people talk about things that you have zero knowledge about, never mind interested in, it's not only annoying because you want to socialize with them but can't because of the topics, but it's also really stressful too because you feel like you're put in this awkward situation. And the last factor that makes it hard for me to socialize is that I get mentally exhausted if I socialize too much. However, this is on certain conditions though. This only happens when I'm around people that I feel nervous or I feel like I can't be myself around. If it's people that I feel like I can be myself around, then I never get exhausted. It's actually recharging. It actually gives me more energy. I could literally socialize with people that I could be myself with literally all day long and will not feel exhausted. But if it's people I feel like I can't be myself around or people I feel like are judgmental, then I get extremely exhausted really quick and then I need a break and rest. If you have autism and you struggle with certain things about socializing in ways that I haven't mentioned, definitely share them in the comments below because I would love to read them. If you like this video, you might also like the video How to Socialize Better at the link below.